Stephanie Schmitz, a lot of pressure on her tonight. There's Kristen Santa. Inside right away to Blackstone, who turns, and Deere comes down with the rebound. So right away, Drake goes to its bread and butter. Jackie Stiles is number 10. Keep an eye on her.
Already, I like what Drake is doing. They are putting pressure defensively on South Missouri State, but I tell you, Southwest Missouri State, excuse me, but Drake does not necessarily like to set up in the half court. They like a quick shot, and they don't mind taking that quick shot at all, Pam.
2 trips down the floor. Both times Tammy Blackstone has shot the basketball, a held ball there, and on the alternate possession arrow, Southwest Missouri State will get it. And there is Jackie Stiles, a point guard who is second in the country in scoring. That is unbelievable. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch her.
Well, the thing about Jackie Stiles is that she can play the point guard position, but she also can swing, and that frees her up to do a lot more scoring for this Bear team.
Singer is fouled rather hard, or hardly. Would you use the adverb there?
Junction.
We'll get our cassette tapes out later and work on that. Haley Samus is called for her first foul. Obviously the team's first. Cheryl Burnett looking on at her basketball team. Lisa Bluter in charge at Drake as Singer goes to the line. 56% free throw shooter, and she hits the first one. This place seats about 8,800 people, and I would say that they're close to that tonight as Singer hits them both. It's 2-0 home team.
We've got Southwest Missouri State applying full court pressure because they want Drake to use as much of the clock as they can to not allow them to have a whole lot of time to set up in their offense. They want to be as disruptive on defense as they possibly can.
Shot clock down to 16, and Carly Deere comes up with the steal. Here's Jackie Stiles in the open court. And a double dribble is called on her. The fans went to their feet. She tried the little reverse move and lost the handle.
Yeah, we were expecting something great from Stiles on that particular time. You could tell she was not looking to pass the ball at all on the fast break.
So it's 2-0 Lady Bears over the Bulldogs of Drake. Kristen Santa can't get the basketball. Rashonda Reed's going to take it in by herself.
What great defense by SMS. They are denying the passes, not allowing Drake to look around and make those easy entry passes, and it's playing right into their hands.
And that was one of the concerns, is how this freshman point guard would respond. Another steal. This time it's Singer who will go in. She loses the ball.
Nice
but
pass.
Deere is there.
Nice execution by SMS, who is just all over the place right now, disrupting this offense for Drake and not allowing them to get anything easy offensively.
Foul is called against Southwest Missouri State. Let's take a look at that D, Fran.
I'm telling you, this is just great denied defense. Person playing perfectly in the passing lane to pick that off. Rashonda Reed denying the ball very well and then concentrating for the finish.
Allison Glazebrook turn around, and she has the first 2 points for Drake. Glazebrook, a junior out of Sullivan in Illinois. The last foul, by the way, Kimberly McDowell, her first for Southwest. And there is Stiles against Schmitz. Boy, that's a tough matchup for the freshman.
I'll tell you, it's tough matchups all over the floor because Drake is a very good defensive team as well. And Stiles is really more comfortable at the 2 guard. She's really not a true point guard.
And that quickly, the freshman point guard goes out as Stephanie Schmitz will take a seat. And Erin Richards, a 6-foot freshman, comes in, so a little more height now in the lineup as Blackstone gets the rebound for Drake.
Well, I tell you, it's going to be hard for anybody going into Blackstone's neighborhood in the paint to get an easy shot off.
Glazebrook outside, as you see Drake just 1 of 3 with 3 turnovers. This is a team that turns the ball over a lot. We'll get into that in a moment. Shot clock down to 12. Samus goes inside to Blackstone. That's a good call as Kimberly McDowell got an arm in her back.
You know, you hate to see that. Sorry, Pam. You hate to see SMS play such great defense, denying the basketball, putting pressure on the ball, and then you get a ticky-tack foul with someone in the post player position, not denying the basketball and then giving them a little push.
So spoken like a post player, you thought it was ticking-tack. I thought it was a good call. Kimberly McDowell has 2 fouls. She has to sit down. That's important because they need her against Blackstone. Ann Cavey is checked in for her. Glazebrook again. And this time the rebound is taken by Deere. Southwest loves to run. Cavey over to Reed. Good job of Drake to get back that time.
And already we're seeing Drake challenging Jackie Stiles to run this point position for SMS. And we see SMS getting on the baseline, allowing her to create. And that's what she does best, Pam.
Now, Kristen Sano was all over her. There was nothing she could do to stop that. Stiles' first bucket of the game. It will not be her last. Bears lead at 6. Turnaround there. A little bit out of Blackstone's range usually, but she nails it.
Blackstone is such a special post player because she's got that ability to pull out to the free throw line. She can play on the low post box, and you just never know how to guard her.
Blackstone and Glazebrook have the 2 field goals for Drake as they are down by 4. Now here's Southwest in a half-court offense. This is a team that also does better when they run. So Stiles will just pop it through.
Goodness.
Jackie Stiles has 5 points, and she needs no room to get her shot off.
Jackie Stiles called that play, patted her chest, and called her 3-point play.
Glazebrook misses. Here is Stiles. Oh, a crossover.
Oh, my goodness. This woman is putting on a clinic. I told you this was the house that Jackie built.
She has 7 points, and Lisa Bluter wants a 20-second timeout. And what is Cheryl Burnett saying? Except, wow, kid, you can play.
Well, Burnett's just over there cheerleading like the rest of us, I tell you, because Jackie Stiles has that unique ability to pull up for a jumper, but also take the ball to the basket like nobody's business and concentrate and knock it down. She's just a special player.
And as you saw in that replay, Allison Glazebrook actually got a hand on the ball, and yet she was strong enough, was Jackie Stiles, to go in and make it look oh so easy. What a special player.
I'll tell you what, her highlight film from this season alone is going to be phenomenal. She is a great open court player.
Happy action fun time courtesy right now of Jackie Stiles. A lot of fun to watch. As we take a look at Jackie early, she's simply perfect. Other than that, nothing to shout about.
But what's scary about that is that she scored 61 points in 17 minutes. How can you score 61 points in 17 minutes? I'm hoping that's a typo.
Shooting a lot. That foul was called against Jackie Stiles. That's why you heard the groans from the people in their pajamas. It's Southwest Missouri by 9. Jackie Stiles has 7 of those points. He's in line. He might be the front of the line. Jackie Stiles, only a sophomore. She's not much older than that guy. That's what's so scary.
Well, the answer will probably be if you're a great rebounder, because they're going to take you to shooting practice.
That's right.
With me. If you can rebound, the job is yours.
Of course, she doesn't miss much. She just needs somebody under the bucket when it swishes through. Wow, Jackie Stiles' team, second in the conference in scoring. Drake is right there. You see these 2 teams very similar in the numbers, and it will bear out as we go on today. Stephanie Schmitz is back in the lineup. The freshman point guard has all 3 of Drake's turnovers. And another call inside. They're trying to deny Tammy Blackstone, and they're getting called for fouls.
Hey, what's going to be difficult about that is that Blackstone is such a tremendous force down low. She's not just a big body. She posts up, she's fundamentally sound, and she uses her body extremely well.
Foul is on Ann Cavey as the shot is missed. Follow also no good, and here comes Stiles running the break.
So you got to stop that ball before it gets that low.
Stiles misses finally. Rashonda Reed, though, their leading rebounder, gets another one. And they set up in the half court. 4 team fouls for the Lady Bears, only 1 for Drake.
Oh,
Here to Cavey, who can't finish. And Reed battles again for the board. So this is the 3rd time around for Stiles.
Look at Reed battle for the board.
And they get it back for a 4th time. Deere inside to Cavey, who kicks it back out to Singer. And that is no good, boy. 4 opportunities that trip down, and Southwest could not take advantage.
You got to love that kind of effort on the offensive boards.
That shot is taken and hit by Erin Richards, the 6-foot freshman forward from Mason City, Iowa. Drake, by the way, is in Des Moines, Iowa, for those of you who may not be up on your Drake geography. Break down 13-7.
Look at them denying the basketball. They don't want Stiles to have the ball because they know if she gets the ball in their hands, it's trouble.
And trouble for Stephanie Schmitz. She gets called for the block. Now, Lisa Bluter says that she wants to play man-to-man when Stiles is out there. If and when Stiles goes out, they will switch to a zone. But this is just a tough matchup, as you said, Fran, for anybody.
Well, it's going to be tough for anybody, as you said, Pam, because she has such great one-on-one skills. And even if you can stick with her, she still has the ability to shake you loose.
So 2 team fouls now against the Lady Bears. First on Schmitz. Deer for 3. And that hits nothing but net.
That hurts. That's painful. You've got a player like Jackie Stiles giving it up to a post player, basically, who can knock down the three-point shot.
And Carly Deer had come off the bench at the beginning of the year, and as a starter has really elevated her game. That was an air ball from Richards. This is Stiles, gives it up to Deer. Rashonda Reed gets the basketball, just pushing Richards out of the way.
Rashonda Reed is a cleanup woman as far as I'm concerned because she's really taking control of the board.
Cavey gets stuffed by Blackstone. I think they could have called her for a walk. A lot of contact as Blackstone grabs her face. A lot of rough stuff in this sequence.
God, it's so physical. It's nice defense. Blackstone is not giving her any room, but in that instance, you got to give a head fake, get some room between you and the defender, and then go up strong.
No foul was called, by the way. It's just Southwest ball with 19 seconds left on the shot clock. Look at Southwest out-rebounding Drake 9-4. Much of that thanks to Rashonda Reed. The inbounds play slapped away there by Samus, and during shoot-around this afternoon, there was a lot of concentration paid by Southwest Missouri State on the inbounds plays. Lisa Bluter trying to buy a call, but doesn't get it. Up, and another foul. 2 quick ones now on Schmitz.
That's a foul that Schmitz could probably get away with in Iowa. But you don't go to someone else's house and play them that closely with the officiating being as close as it is here.
And especially Jackie Stiles, I'll tell you. So Schmitz will sit down with her 2 fouls. Allison Glazebrook will come back in. Glazebrook certainly more of a physical player, a 5'10 junior. And now Santa has to try to guard. Oh, look at Stiles get around everyone. Just that quick. She's able to just get around Santa, but good help defense underneath the bucket to stop her.
You know, the last time these 2 teams played, Drake was a lot more aggressive offensively from the outside. I mean, I haven't seen anyone take maybe 2 or 3 shots from the outside, but they've got to look inside as well.
It always helps to have outside help. As you said, Santa usually is that player, and Rashonda Reed almost made a great defensive play. She's all over the court.
It's amazing. SMS is dictating the tempo of this ball game defensively.
So with 19 seconds left, Santa now with Schmitz out becomes the point guard. She certainly is more of a natural, too.
Nice move.
Great move on the baseline, and that is vintage Tammy Blackstone.
You know, I'm thinking if you've got a player like Blackstone on the box, she needs to get more touches. She needs to get the ball 6 or 7 times out of 10 times down the court.
So Deer now setting up. There's Stiles on the baseline. Glazebrook on her now, trying different defensive combinations. And over the back is Blackstone. That's Tammy's first foul. And let's take a look at Rashonda Reed, what she has done. 3 straight double-doubles, but look at that. Indiana State, 17 points and 18 boards.
She's blue-collar all the way, and you got to have that kind of player on your squad to be successful. She's done everything that Burnett has asked her to do. She's working the offensive board. She's unselfish. She's just a great all-around player.
3 straight double-doubles for her, 8 total this year. Some changes now. Jackie Stiles is out of the game, so this might change things. Yanqua is in. Mitchum is in. That's Reed on the offensive side.
Quick release will get you every time. Reed has such a quick release on her jump shot.
Tara Mitchum has checked in. She is number 15. Inside, they're going to Blackstone. She's guarded by 3 players, and there's nothing on the outside for Drake.
Well, you can tell the defensive strategy is if Blackstone gets the ball, then you put 3 or 4 people on her and make her give up the basketball.
And that's what they need. Erin Richards, a 2. She must have had a toe on the line. She has 4 points. Literally 4 players collapsing on Blackstone. There you see the field goal percentages for both teams, the field goal numbers. Drake is down by 7. Again, Jackie Stiles is out. Drake still playing man-to-man, and Glazebrook is called for a foul out front. Not exactly the place on the court where you want to pick up a foul.
Well, you don't want to get into foul trouble with 11 minutes left in the ball game, that's for sure.
So Glazebrook gets the foul. Southwest Missouri State leading Drake by 7. We're back. We got a fresh 30 after the miss. Reed working against Samus. And Cavey with the offensive putback. She misses, and then there's a whistle underneath and a foul. NCAA women's basketball coming your way on ESPN2 tomorrow. Started off the Big 12 ACC Challenge as Iowa State takes on the Clemson Tigers at noon Eastern time. Then at 2 Eastern time from Charlottesville, the Bears of Baylor taking on Debbie Ryan's ball club, the University of Virginia tomorrow. For more information, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. But you need a computer for that. That's what I hear. And Cavey misses her first free throw, and she's back. Jackie Stiles is in the game. That last foul was called on Allison Glazebrook. She has 2 fouls. So she has 2 fouls. Stephanie Schmitz has 2 fouls. And Cavey's going for her second shot. She's was only 7 of 30 from the line coming in. She hits 1 of 2. The lead is 8. Kristen Santa again, the natural 2 guard, playing the point because of Schmitz's foul trouble. She misses, but gets the board, a fresh 30.
And that's what kind of effort Drake is going to have on the offensive boards, because they're not being very successful with the first pass inside to Blackstone. They've got to get people crashing the boards.
That shot is off, and the rebound comes off to Mitchum. Inside, this is Reed who gets stuck underneath.
Not again.
Samus again with the block. So there's a great defensive sequence.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know about that call. That was great defense by Drake inside to get the stuff.
Lisa Bluter screaming out instructions to her team. Shot clock at 21 now. Stiles inbounds it. Really not looking inside at all, are they? Good backdoor cut, though, by Reed, who goes opposite.
Wow. What a great cut by Reed on the baseline, and nice concentration to stick that in for 2 points.
She has 6 points. The Bears are up by 10. Trying to go inside desperately to Blackstone, who's going to be black and blue stone after this game. She is just getting manhandled inside, which is they need to do, obviously. You need to keep several bodies on her.
But I tell you what, when you've got a post player like Blackstone, you definitely need to keep looking to get the ball in there. But the perimeter people have to start thinking more of penetrating so that they can take some of the pressure off so that SMS can't collapse so much on her.
The foul was on Ann Cavey. She has 2, 5 team fouls now for the Lady Bears. They've made a couple of more substitutions. Inside, Sarah Stride checking into the game for Drake as she gets her first 2 points. She had started 7 games, and then you might see her left wrist is taped. She actually broke that and had her first game back earlier this week on Thursday. There's Reed with another great cut. More contact underneath, and the foul is going to be called against the Lady Bears.
What a tremendous move by Reed, who, if you look at her, she's not a typical post player, but she has such quickness that she can take those bigger post players to the hole. But she's got to finish that one.
That foul was called on Mashonda Reed. She has 16 fouls apiece now, as we just go past the 10-minute mark of the first half. There is Stride.
Now here, it's no secret what Drake is trying to do, but they've got to be smarter about trying to get the ball inside to Blackstone.
And another whistle as Blackstone is fouled again.
I mean, it's one thing to have a great post player, but when the defense knows that that's what you're going to do, you got to be smarter about making those entry passes in here. Here they got away with it and they got a foul, but they may not be that lucky the next time.
The foul was called on number 15, Tara Mitchell, who came in from the weak side as Blackstone hits the free throw. She has 5 points. 66% free throw shooter is Tammy. She leads the entire country in field goal percentage, over 68% from the field. She misses the second. Stiles brings it down, stops on a dime. Rebound out to Deere, fresh 30. Reed looks for Stiles.
Nice ball movement by SMS.
And there's Mitchum, who goes right in the middle, and she is fouled. So pretty soon we're going to be in a 1-and-1 for both teams.
I'll tell you why, because Southwest Missouri State puts the pressure on you offensively. Even in the fast court, in the transition game, they move the ball very well. They don't mind taking a quick shot. Then they've got 4 or 5 people crashing the boards.
Tammy Blackstone was called for that foul. It is her second. And the Lady Bears are in the 1-and-1. And that is going to be Mitchum going to the line. She's a 69% free throw shooter. Blackstone takes a rest. Mitchum's first shot is good. Her first point. Sarah Stride, Haley Samus, Aaron Richards, Kristen Santa, and number 50, Megan Wright, who has stepped in for Blackstone. Mitchum hits them both. And the Lady Bears are up by 9.
You know, right now I just think Drake is so out of sync offensively.
Southwest is 5 for 6 from the line, and that's a bad miss by Samus. And then Wright gets an awkward shot off. Reed gets another rebound. Into the middle. Shot clock down to 15.
I like this offense that Southwest Missouri State plays because they get all their players involved, get their post players out on the perimeter, exploiting that defense.
Stiles with the drive and the dish, but the shot is missed. And here comes Drake. But absolutely no inside game to speak of, is there, for Southwest Missouri?
Not at all, and I don't think that's their bread and butter at all. They like to see their outside people create, but I'm used to seeing Drake do a lot more from the outside as Wright hits on that one.
Megan Wright hits the 3. And the Lady Bears lead 23 to 17. And again, a team that is much more comfortable running transition in the half court. You can see how they struggle, particularly down low, but Reed can work the baseline.
You got to find a player like Reed because, again, she has that special quality. She's not a true post player. She has that quickness on the baseline. They've got to get a defender near her at all times.
25-17, Simus takes one from the outside. She misses. Haley Samus has yet to score.
And Reed has to have at least 15 rebounds. She's just controlling the boards on both ends.
Tara Mitchum has 4 points off the bench. How about 10 rebounds?
Close, good.
At least. She'll have 15 very soon. Double-digit rebounds already. The fans are getting crazy. Richards inside, misses. Deere with the board. Stiles, 3-on-2. Over to Mitchum. Inside to Reed, and she's fouled.
What a nice job by SMS. I'll tell you what makes them such a nice team to watch is that they run the fast break with such perfection. Here Stiles gives it up. That's what you want to do. And then Reed, perfect, picture perfect, trailing, getting the foul.
Kristen Santa with the foul. So 18 fouls now. Shooting the 1-and-1 is Rashonda Reed, a 6-foot senior forward from Kansas City, Kansas. 72% free throw shooter. And she nails the first one. She has 9 points, called the verbal leader of this team. Very important. Stiles gets the headline, but where would this team be without Rashonda Reed? She nails them both, giving her team a 12-point lead over Drake. Back with more madness in a moment. For Rashonda Reed, she has 9 double-doubles so far this season, and that's just so important, as you know. A great defender, a great rebounder. One reason why Jackie Stiles can score so many points, and that's one reason why they're second in the conference in the Valley. When you got a player like that, she almost got another steal. Good miss, or good rebound over miss for Wright. That's a good miss. What is that? It's late. But good work by Megan Wright, who followed her own miss and then got the ball back. They'll inbound it from underneath with a fresh 30.
Drake just needs to calm down offensively. The last time these two teams played, Drake was running all over the place, taking the ball to the hole. They've just got to get back to that kind of continuity.
Right, forced one, but Drake got the basketball back. And inside, a foul is going to be called for holding Haley Samus. Tammy Blackstone continues to be on the bench, so again, that inside presence is gone, and Haley Samus is the tallest player on the floor. Rachel Johnson called for her first foul. So both teams now in the bonus, both teams with 8 team fouls apiece. Haley Samus goes to the line. Nails the first one. Drake, as a team, hitting 72% of its free throws, and Kristen Santa is the leading free throw shooter in the entire country. That's a very unusual double-double. And Blackstone leading in field goals, Santa in free throws, and Samus hits both of hers. She has 2. She averages 10 and has just those 2 points from the free throw line. Nothing from the floor yet.
Now we see Drake go to a zone. Looks like a lot like a matchup zone, really trying to force SMS to make some decisions from the perimeter, take some outside shots.
And there's sort of an outside shot that thuds off the backboard. Johnson with the miss. So good defensive sequence that time. Stiles did not touch the ball. Richards inside to Samus, and a block.
Not in this house.
A fabulous block there by Deere. And look at Reed on the other end.
Reed has to be, I'm going to announce this, Reed has to be the best, smallest post player in the country.
Only 6 feet tall. Outside shot taken and missed. Another rebound, this time for Deere.
Oh, my.
Great pass to Mitchum, who controls. Deere's going to shoot for 3. And nail it. Coming into this game, Carly Deere only 3 of 8 in threes. And she's got, at least by my count, a couple already today. She has 8 points.
Tell you what, Drake is going to have to do something in transition to slow this SMS team down because they are running all over the place.
Jackie Stiles, she has 9. The lead is 36-19. A 20-second timeout taken by Lisa Bluter, who has to get her team into the game.
It's going like this all night long. Nice baseball pass, but SMS is relentless in the transition game, and if Drake does not get back, they're going to be trifecta-ing all night.
Carly Deere, again, a basketball player who started off the bench, or started as a bench player this year, has come in and has energized this Southwest Missouri State team since she was put in the starting lineup. And Reed right now is out-styling Stiles. 12 points. And, of course, the 10 rebounds to go with it. Jackie has 9. And Drake right now really needs to get a big push here with 5.5 minutes left in the first half, because this thing's getting away.
This is a critical point in the game, and Blackstone is still on the bench. But Drake has to get some kind of offensive continuity going. They don't have anybody crashing the boards. Nobody playing on the interior in terms of the offense.
No inside game since Blackstone went out. Santa's the three-point threat. She's guarded by Mitchum. Shot clock to 18. Santa with the little dribble penetration finally. Kristen Santa's first 2 points. She averages over 14, and they have to work for every shot.
Well, that's what you want to do, exactly what Santa did, which was to penetrate, put some pressure on that defense, and knock down some open jump shots.
Stiles working, gives it up to Deere, loses the ball, but Reed picks it up.
Good pass. Reed is having such a career night, but when you've got players on the perimeter who can get you the basketball, make it look so easy.
14 points for her. She's working the baseline very, very well. Bears by 17. Outside shot taken Missed by Richards, one and done as Mitchum picks it up. And without Blackstone, this is an entirely different Drake team.
But even look at Drake now. They were putting on aggressive defense at the beginning of the game, and now they're standing back and allowing SMS to just take those open jump shots.
1-on-3. Santa's going to take it in anyway. She gets fouled, and the basket will not count. The official says that the foul came before the bucket. Actually, the foul is going the other way. It is an offensive foul against Kristen Santa as she drives against Stiles. Her team is down 38-21 at Southwest Missouri. I'd never leave my house. Southwest Missouri State leading here. Jackie Stiles, her team just taking it to Drake.
You know, the interesting thing at this point in the game is that Southwest Missouri State has only taken 4 more shots than Drake. But Drake is just shooting horribly from the field, less than 30%, and that's been the difference in the ball game.
Singer with the steal over to Stiles. She misses, but McDowell gets the rebound, and she's fouled. So again, the defensive pressure forcing another turnover. They're not even, Drake not even getting an opportunity to get the ball in low. Rashonda Reed picking up her game, needless to say, over the last few. As McDowell goes to the line, misses the first one. The last foul was called on Sarah Stride, her first. And we're now in the double bonus, so McDowell will shoot 2.
You got to wonder if Rashonda Reed is playing like this in January, what she's going to be playing like in March come tournament time.
Something else to concern yourself about for when you play Southwest Missouri State. And they emphasize, Cheryl Burnett obviously emphasizing we are not just Jackie Stiles and 4 scrubs. It takes a team to do well, and Reed complements her well. Samus has yet to hit from the floor. And that's one of the things you were talking about, Fran. Samus now 0 for 4 from the floor. Reed handles.
But look at this SMS team move the ball around the perimeter after they don't get it initially on the break. They are very good in that secondary transition game.
Shot clock down to 9, so Stiles will take it. And McDowell can't handle. Boy, there's an opportunity there. Stiles probably just should have shot. 5 seconds left on the shot clock for Southwest. Singer with the inbounds. They set up Stiles, who drives on Scribe and nails it. Nothing to it.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You didn't know what it was going to be, but you knew it was coming.
11 points for Jackie Stiles. Singer knocks it out of bounds, and this is one reason why Drake is behind so much. Tammy Blackstone has been on the bench for the lion's share now of this first half. When she was in 5 points, but she had to work for it. Only 2 of 5 from the floor.
And the thing that sticks out for me is that she only took 5 shots. You got Rashonda Reed, who's taken double-digit attempts at the basket, and Blackstone, your pivotal post player, has only gotten 5 shots.
She has 2 fouls. That has to be the reason why she is on the bench, saving her for the second half. But will the team even be in it in the second half? They're down 20 now. Stride can't handle. Right over. The shot is taken and missed by Santa, and she also is cold. And Santa 1 of 5.
Yeah, look at the commitment of Southwest Missouri State to run the basketball. Even at the 151 mark, they are still pushing it. They are still looking for that transition basket.
This is a team that absolutely loves to run. One of the trademarks for Cheryl Burnett over the seasons. One of the reasons why they are almost always in the NCAA tournament. They've made 7 of the last 8. Reed misses. Samus with the rebound. Kristen Santa is the point guard.
What's so surprising about Drake is the last time these two teams played, Drake was firing it up in the transition game, and I haven't seen them commit to running but maybe 1 or 2 times all evening long. I guess I should say morning now.
It's late. Inside, that's a good pass from Santa to Stride, but she can't finish. One of the few good looks they've had at the bucket all night. And Strive just could not get it in. And you wonder, friend, without the regular point guard in there, maybe that's one of the reasons why the transition just can't be as effective as it usually is. But Lisa Bluter, Drake 10-6 on the year, 6-2 in the conference. They have good wins on the road against Marquette. They also beat Iowa at home. And they're right off the inbounds. Actually, Richards with the miss. The ball, though, will stay Drake's way. And here, Jackie Stiles back in the game. Yin Kwa goes out after a short appearance. Brandy Robinson also stepping in. Here's a good look at Brandy. She's a 5'11" freshman forward, the little sister of Crystal Robinson. It was a pretty good basketball play.
Pretty good. Played in the ABL for the Colorado Explosion.
Inbounding now, Drake, as Santa controls the basketball. She gets a three-pointer off. It's short. And there's that LaShonda Reed person again. Well, when they take a look at the tape of this game, it's going to seem like there's 6 number 45s out there.
I mean, she is all over the place.
We're in, the final minute now of this first half. Whistle underneath, off the ball. We'll talk about that in a second. Stay tuned, because at the half, we'll take you to the Montessori.
The thing that's so confusing is that she has to have players hitting the boards, but she's also got to protect the transition. So you can't, it's difficult when you want the players to do both of them. You got to have people crashing the boards, but then at the same time, you got to protect the basket on the other end. And that's why Drake has not been able to come up with as many offensive rebounds as they have in the past.
At the line, 1 of 2 was Megan Wright. She has 4 points. That foul was on Brandy Robinson. It's almost like it's, darned if you do, darned if you don't with that. You can't, as you said, really do both of those things, and not against a team that runs as well as Southwest Missouri. Drake beat Southwest Missouri State earlier this year in Des Moines, and obviously just a totally different ball game. 6 Bulldogs were in double figures in that one, and right now, the Bulldogs are barely in double figures themselves as a team. Southwest Missouri State up 41-22. And the ball will come back after a foul is called on Megan Wright.
I just think offensively, Drake has to put this half behind them, because obviously with Blackstone on the bench, the focal point of their offense has been out of the game for much of it. And they've got to put this half behind them and come back, look to shoot better, score better from the perimeter, and play as if they don't have to rely so heavily on Blackstone.
Sarah Singer, her 3rd point, off from the line in the double bonus. She knocks them both down. Her team is up by 21 points.
It is not looking good.
Yin Kwa with the steal, and the little guard takes it in.
Talk about making quality minutes count.
Yin Kwa, those of you who are women's basketball fans, yes, that is the same Yin Kwa who played at Louisiana Tech, transferred here. She's listed as 5'2", maybe a generous 5'2", but that was a heck of a play against Santa, who again is the point guard now with Schmitz on the bench, and not used to that kind of pressure, certainly by someone as quick as Yin Kwa.
Well, SMS keeps it on top of you all game long, and I think that's one of the reasons they've been able to shoot around 40% in this ball game, but they're still up because they keep the pressure on, they rely on the turnovers, and they rely on the fast break and transition game.
How bad are things going for this team? Kristen Santa, the leading free throw shooter in the country, 93%, missed her first one. You're right, they got to forget about this first 20 minutes.
Got to put it behind you.
She missed them both. Wow. Shot clock is off. Santa inside to Samus. Turnaround jumper hits nothing. Wow.
It's been one of those halves for Drake, that's for sure. It doesn't even look like the same team that SMS played a few weeks ago.
Jackie Stiles with the basketball. 10 seconds left. She's working, gets the screen from Reed, and hits. Just the way you want it drawn up. They executed perfectly. And at the half, The Lady Bears of Southwest Missouri State have a 47-22 lead with Shonda Reed already with a double-double, 14 points, 12 rebounds. Drake is in a major hole here. They scored 97 points when they beat Southwest earlier this year. They have 22 at the break. Let's see what adjustments they made at the half. Right off the bat, Santa takes a three-point shot. It is short, but Glazebrook with the rebound, and she can't even get that to fall.
And who comes up with the rebound? Rashonda Reed.
All-world Rashonda Reed with the board as her team has a 25-point lead at the half. McDowell cut off by Blackstone, who gets a piece of the basketball. Deer with the shot, and McDowell gets the foul. If it's against Blackstone, it's 3, and that is exactly what they did not need.
The disadvantage of being a big inside post player is that sometimes things come too easily for you. That particular time, Blackstone needed to put a body on McDowell and block her out on the first shot.
Instead, she got a body on her and got called for her 3rd foul. So McDowell goes to the line. Good work by Kimberly. She only has 2 points, but she's drawn some of those fouls on Blackstone underneath, and Lisa Bluter has to keep her in at this point as McDowell hits 1 of 2. Tammy Blackstone in the first half only played 11 minutes. She had 5 points and 3 rebounds. Take a look at the difference, Fran. 57% in the first meeting, only 23% tonight. Blackstone finally gets a high percentage shot, and she hits it.
And in that first meeting, Drake was running the ball more successfully. They were being effective in the transition game. They were getting some open looks. Tonight, they haven't even looked to score from the perimeter.
Reed driving on Samus, and Samus gets called for the foul as they continue to call this game very, very closely. Foul is on Haley Samus. 44. She has 2 fouls. Let's take a look at the big 2 for the Bears. Just 1 turnover for Jackie Stiles to go with those 13 points. And there's Reed who misses. Blackstone with the rebound. They got what they wanted, except for the bucket.
What a great pick by Stiles to free Reed up for that bucket.
And there is the freshman, Stephanie Schmitz, who because of problems, foul trouble, and also just seemed to be shaken up, she only played 5 minutes of the first half, and right away, she draws a foul on Jackie Stiles.
Well, you bring a young point guard into a situation where there are 7,000 to 8,000 people. She may have the tendency to be a little bit shy, but Schmitz has the ability to be as effective offensively as Jackie Stiles is for this SMS team.
She's a very exciting player. She can be in the open court, only played 5 minutes, picks up, or actually had 3 turnovers. There was another Drake turnover. Stiles blows by Santa.
There's that scorer's mentality we talked about at the top of the show. Pam, Stiles could have easily pulled it up and passed it around the perimeter, but she likes to take the ball to the hole.
And look at the points off turnovers, Fran. 14-0. And as you mentioned, Drake likes to create points off turnovers. They have none tonight. That's stunning. Another foul call. This one against Carly Deer. That is only her first. 2 team fouls apiece already, as we're less than 2 minutes into this second half.
Well, you see Drake being a bit more aggressive from the perimeter. You want to take some of the pressure off of your inside game, but you've got to knock down those open looks.
Stiles, good look inside McDowell, who gets blocked. Blackstone still being aggressive, even though she has 3 fouls. That is her game. She averages just under 3 blocks a game for this team.
I think Blackstone will have to be much more careful in the second half. Already at the 3-foul mark, she's got to be real selective about the foul she chooses to make in the second half.
Richards has checked in for Santa, who takes a break for Drake. Stiles working against the freshman Schmitz. Blows by her, and that leaves the outside shot wide open for Sarah Singer.
What a great combination when you've got an outside player who can free Stiles up to penetrate and create, and someone down low on the outside can still knock it down.
Blackstone missed on the turnaround. The ball goes out of bounds to Southwest Missouri State, and these fans are very much into this game. Now truly midnight madness here in Central Time, as it is now about 20 minutes past midnight here. Central Time, and no one has left the building, that's for sure. Place is packed.
Wow, what a nice play, nice penetration by Deere to get the ball down low and get SMS to the line on that penetration.
Dribble penetration by Carly Deere, and they do draw another foul. This one called against Stephanie Schmitz, and now she has 3. 3 fouls on Blackstone, 3 on Schmitz, and Lisa Bluter trying to come up with some sort of an answer. To the line is Kimberly McDowell. Both of her points coming from the free throw line, all 3. But she has played certainly bigger than her scoring numbers. Again, drawing fouls against Blackstone, playing well in the middle. Not known really as being a physical player, but she's been physical tonight. And the ball will stay with the Lady Bears.
And it stays here because Deere was competitive and fought for the offensive board. Couldn't control it, but at least her team gets to remain possession of the ball.
Down out front, there's Stiles working the baseline. Scribe is guarding her, so they go inside to Reed, outside to Deere. So many weapons.
Too many weapons. There's a reason they don't rely on the inside game. They don't have the dominating inside player, but they've got people who can knock down the threes like it's nothing.
There was an outside shot taken and hit by Erin Richards. So that silences the crowd. That was a 2 for Richards. She has 7. And another whistle underneath, no foul. And look at Stephanie Schmitz getting fired up. As there actually is a foul, but it's called an offensive foul. And it's called against Sarah Singer, her first.
Those are the kinds of plays that Drake has to come up with on the defensive end of the floor.
Little contact from the sideline. Lisa Bluter was like, come on, call a foul. It's right in front of me. Didn't you see it? I saw it, and no foul was called. Well, Bluter's done a wonderful job since coming here. Her first head coaching job, she was 23 at St. Ambrose, an NAIA school. Got the job here at the age of 29, and there's the freshman. She's coming out feeling it in the second half.
Well, I don't know what Bluter told her at halftime, but it worked. She's much more aggressive. She doesn't seem to be intimidated by her surroundings, and it's working for Drake all around.
It's her first points of the day. It was a 3-pointer. Samus with the miss. Schmitz up to Richards, looking inside to Blackstone, and good defense again by McDowell. And look at Singer all over the basketball. Scribe has no option but to foul her, and they call it intentional.
Well, that would have been a great foul had she not pushed her, because it looked like she was going for the basketball.
Let's take a look at it. Great defense this time by Singer. Great effort.
I mean, great effort on both players' parts. She tried to get her balance to go for the basketball, but just couldn't, and ended up getting her a bit too much with her body.
Bluter looks on.
When they go out.
As the free throw is hit by Singer. She has 8 points. Cheryl Burnett calls her the best defensive workforce on her basketball team, and she certainly showed it in that sequence.
I'll tell you what, she's a great offensive player, a great defensive player for this team as well.
They are getting tremendous defensive efforts. That's why Drake only has 29 points. Cheryl Burnett's team up.
Don't worry. I won't be long.
Oh, country.
We've got people here in pajamas. We've got people here dressed like they're going to Honolulu. I mean, what's going on?
About 5 inches of snow overnight here in Missouri. Not Honolulu-like weather. But it was nice. The white fluffy stuff. Deere from the outside. Back iron and another rebound for Roe Reed.
This has to be a career night for Rashonda Reed.
She had 12 rebounds at the half. Stiles with the miss. Samus comes down with the rebound. So Drake trying to get something going. Schmitz playing better here in the second half, and another whistle away from the ball. A lot of fouls away from the ball tonight.
I don't think they like it as physical down low. Blackstone, I mentioned earlier, is a great post-up player. She's given him fits in the paint, and now the officials are calling it a bit closer.
Kimberly McDowell picked up the foul. She has 3, so she will take a rest. A well-deserved round of applause. She's done well against Blackstone tonight. Samus outside. She remains cold. Lots of bodies on the floor for this one. Who comes up with it? The ball goes out of bounds, and Drake will retain possession. Lots of 4 burns in this game tonight, that's for sure. Ann Cavey was the one who checked in for Southwest. Outside, still cold. Stone cold as Drake. That was Richards with the miss. Reed, 2-on-1, does not pass to Deere, takes it herself and hits.
Well, if I'm a coach, I'm watching that. I'm thinking, Reed, you better make that. You had a person down low for 2 points. Easy.
16 points, the first 2 of the second half for Reed. Another foul down low, but let's take a look at your girl, Rashonda Reed.
You know you got to be having a great game when there's a person down low. You say, nah, I think I'll take it, do my magic on 3 people, get the basket. She knew she was going to make it.
Rashonda Reed, only 6 feet tall, took the bucket. 3 fouls now. As Rashonda Reed has 3 fouls. Stephanie Schmitz, the freshman point guard.
And Schmitz, and we can see why.
And that was a gutty play going right at everybody's All-American and Jackie Stiles.
Blackstone, not a very smart decision by Blackstone on that particular play. Not at all.
And Cavey working against Blackstone.
I mean, here, give her a bit of body, but you don't want to go up for a block. You got 3 fouls. The officials are not going to give it to you. It's not going to go your way.
Good work underneath for Cavey and a bad night for Tammy Blackstone. Only 7 points and 4 fouls. She had 21 points and 4 blocks in the 97-81 win earlier this year up in Des Moines as Drake took out Southwest Missouri. And she goes to the bench. Molly Nelson, a 6'3" freshman center from Fort Dodge, Iowa, steps in. She only averages 4 points and 2 boards a game, does not get a lot of action. And now it's up to her to try to get something done in the middle with Blackstone on the bench.
Drake has 3 freshmen on the floor. Schmidt, wow, Schmidt, Richards, and Nelson are in the ball game. That's got to put a coach in a difficult position when the key player has to go out and you have to rely on first-year players. Just
the only option right now, though, for Lisa Bluter.
She's Shocker in the back. 4 freshmen on the floor.
And you might have heard that from Lisa Bluter. She wanted an intentional foul there, too. Instead, it's just a regular foul called on Sarah Singer, who has 2. 16 fouls for the Lady Bears, 5 for the Bulldogs. Aaron Richards working there and drawing another foul. Aaron Richards, one of the freshmen out on the court. And this has just turned into a festival of fouls, hasn't it? Carly Deere has 2 fouls, 17 fouls, so against the Lady Bears. So we are in the 1-and-1 already. Aaron Richards goes to the line, a very good free throw shooter, hitting 92% of them on the season. Though not taking as many free throw attempts as Kristen Santa, who leads the country in that department. And she nails the first one.
But what these 4 freshmen are doing for Drake right now that was not happening in the first half is that they're taking the ball to the hole a lot more. They're being much more aggressive, much more persistent at getting to the basket, and it's paying off for them.
Sometimes as freshmen, maybe it's better. Maybe they don't know really what they're up against. Not certainly playing fearlessly, are they? And just a tremendous second half for Schmitz, and maybe they're following her lead. But she has been fearless on defense as well as she guards Singer on the sideline, and a foul is called against her. All right. Now, you wore number 20, right?
Right.
Schmitz wears number 20. She was born on the same day as you. Tell me, from one number 20 to another was that a foul? Nah, that one, unfortunately, she's going to have to go to the bench with 4 fouls, so that was a crucial call. Kristen Santa comes in to run the point, and as we saw in the first half, they're much more effective with Schmitz running the point.
Yeah, that's a good point, because now they're going to get into a situation where they can't get their offense running smoothly, and they had just gotten it to the point where they were capitalizing.
Rashonda Reed is working hard. That was good defense by Haley Samus originally, but Rowe keeps working.
Well, Ro has been working all night. I told you she was the cleanup woman, but she's doing so well down low because she just refuses to give up. That's the big thing. That's what's been the big thing all night, is that she refuses to be beaten. And you got to love having a player like that on your team.
The consummate competitor. As Reed hits the free throw, foul on Molly Nelson, her first. Both teams now with 17 fouls, so we're in the bonus for the rest of the half. Haley Samas will sit down as Megan Wright comes back in. And Southwest Missouri getting to the line. One of the points Cheryl Burnett made at practice today was that she wanted to keep Drake off the line. I think they've done that. Only 10 times have they gone to the line.
Yeah, and Southwest Missouri State has gotten there consistently all evening.
And another foul is called out front as Reed got aggressive towards midcourt. So the foul is going to be called on Stiles, and that is 3 on her. 15 points for Jackie, only 2 of them coming in the first half, way below her season average of 26.5 points a game. So Jackie will take a rest.
You take 33, Aaron, 15.
Aaron Richards going to guard Tara Mitchell.
It may sound strange, but with nearly 14 minutes left in the game, there's still a lot of time for Drake to get back into the ball game. They've got to be much more aggressive, taking the ball to the basket, penetrating, and knocking down those outside shots. Blackstone is not in the game, so they can't rely on the inside power.
Kristen Santa hitting 2 of her free throws. She's the one who's leading the country in free throw percentage, but she missed 2 of them in the first half. Her team down by 30. And I don't think anybody could have anticipated that. Lin-Kwa in the game. Inside, Cavey. Working against Nelson. And another foul is called.
The problem with playing behind a post player on defense is that you're really at their mercy if they get the ball. You want a post player to at least have one hand in the passing lane, denying the basketball.
And that foul was called on Molly Nelson. She has 2 fouls already. Cavey at the line. Hits the first. Cavey has 3 points. She also is working with 3 fouls. She has a bone spur on one of her feet, and that's kind of hampered her jumping ability a little bit, but she hits 1 of 2. Whistle underneath. And they're giving Cavey another opportunity. Of the extra try. Cavey hitting them both. 4 points, 3 of them here in the second half, and some full court pressure now from the Lady Bears.
And some people will be thinking now, 67-35, why is Southwest Missouri State pressing? But you've got to keep the pressure on. I imagine Burnett does not want her players to have any type of let up at this juncture in the game.
And another turnover as Reed came up with it, and another foul. So it's just turning into a turnover and foul kind of basketball game. That one was called on Megan Wright. She has 2. LaShonda Reed with her team up by 32 points, still with that extra effort. She's going to the line. And a good hand for Cavey as she heads over again. Only 4 points, but good work inside for her. Of course, it helps that Tammy Blackstone is on the bench, but she's one of the people, again, who've been drawing those fouls. Haley Samas is going to come in at the next whistle for Drake. He hits it. Samas comes in. Nelson comes out. A better matchup now. The Cavey is out. Samas should have a little bit more room underneath.
Well, Rashonda Reed hasn't gotten a rest tonight at all. She's been working all night long and continues to stay in the ball game.
Another foul was called. Oh, what a shock.
Are we going back to the free throw line?
That call is against Rachel Johnson, her second. Both teams with 9 team fouls. We go to the double bonus at 10, and that's when we shoot 2 all the time. 13 minutes left to go in this game on the clock.
At the rate that we're going, we're just going to go from free throw line to free throw line for the rest of the time, which is about 13 minutes.
5 points for Megan Wright. She's a junior forward from Emporia, Kansas.
And her sister played at Wichita State. Lots of sister combinations at other universities across the country.
Reed, right to the hoop and draws the foul. Looks like they're going to call it against Glazebrook. And they will. Allison Glazebrook with 3 fouls. As you take a look at the numbers for the starters here, Glazebrook averaging 8 points a game only has 2. Samus averaging 10.5 points a game only has 2. Santa, 4 points. She averages 14 points a game. Just an unbelievable defensive job by Southwest Missouri. And Blackstone is back in the game. Reed, even elevating from the free throw line today, getting her numbers up there.
And they continue to press this Drake team, adding insult to injury at this point in the game.
Santa, the point guard, because Schmitz is on the bench with the foul trouble. With 4 fouls. Now, just because you have a whistle doesn't mean you have to use it.
And we go back to the free throw line.
Now, they are calling this game closely, and by the book, these are probably all fouls.
Which book might that be?
The rule book.
It's just
Blackstone hits the first one. She only has 8 points. Now, Blackstone, we expect big things out of her. Just 9 points for her. Again, she averages almost 18 points a game and had 21 points. We talked about her in the open, how she has killed this Lady Bear team, but because of foul trouble, great defense, she has barely put a nick in them tonight.
It'll be interesting to see if she can show the maturity of a college player by staying in this ballgame and not fouling out.
They go right at her, don't they? And she had to back off a little bit as Rachel Johnson scores her first 2 of the night. So there you go. You attack right down low, try to get Blackstone out of the game, and Johnson got an easy 2. Jackie Stiles is not in the game, if you're wondering why we haven't said her name in a while, because she's not playing. Samus goes at Reed, and it's taken away by Deere.
That's nice defense. What a pass.
Mitchum has Deere wide open for 3, but she passes inside instead to Reed.
Great execution by SMS. Nice execution.
Blackstone missing again from the free throw line at the open. We talked about Blackstone and Stiles. Both players well below their averages, but Stiles obviously making more of an in-point as Blackstone, 10 points, 4 rebounds, but those 4 fouls, one of the main reasons why her team is down so much, because she is their first offensive option. Lisa Bluter says she does not like to play a star system, but she's smart enough to know when you have a Tammy Blackstone, she's your first option. When she's in foul trouble, you go to plan B, and it's not nearly as effective.
Yeah, the problem with that is that, as I said earlier, the perimeter players didn't even look to score. Whereas Stiles is always looking to score.
Jackie Stiles has 19 points. She averages, again, 26.5 points a game. Second in the country to Tamika Whitmore from Memphis, who's a pretty good ball player, obviously. Blackstone inside, gets fouled, puts it up, and no bucket. They say the foul came before the shot. So Blackstone is going to head back to the line, fouled by Carly Deere, who has 4 fouls, and she's picked up all 4 of them here in the second half. Cheryl Burnett looks at her bench and says, Sarah Singer will go in, and she will do so at the next whistle.
Dead ball. She's got it out. Steph's got it out.
Blackstone now has 11 points, and here comes Singer for Deere. Carly Deere with 11 points for the sophomore from Warrensburg, Missouri. Blackstone hits them both. She has 12, but her team is way down.
Way down. With Southwest Missouri State still looking to score, still keeping the pressure on defensively. The lead can continue to grow.
Now, Stiles came down and shot that rather quickly. Schmitz with the quick shot. She misses. And Cheryl Burnett looked at Jackie Stiles on the way down the court and said, "You should have passed." But Stiles right now, at least with her team up by this much.
Nice pass.
Less of a conscience, certainly. And there's a good catch, good pass. Blackstone converts. 14 points for Tammy, 9 here in the second half. And you see how effective they are with her on the court. Inside, McDowell takes it to Blackstone, who's tentative with the 4 fouls. More bodies on the floor. Reed comes out with it. Blackstone with the rebound. We have a held ball. It will stay with Southwest Missouri State. So Blackstone continuing to play aggressively, even though she has the 4 fouls. I guess if your team down by 33 points, you have no other option.
Yeah, this is where I really don't like the alternate possession clock, because you get a team that's down, needs every single break it can get, and then they tie up the ball, and then it automatically goes to the other team.
And in men's basketball, they changed that rule this year.
Yeah.
They have not changed the rule in women's basketball, in case you're wondering, and Fran, you would be a proponent of that, where the defensive team that initiates the help ball, they would get it. In women's basketball, it is still the alternate possession.
You know, or at least let them jump it up. Let them have the opportunity
like in the old days, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? None of the arrow stuff. You probably need to have the technology for that. Schmitz to Samus rather, who shoots over Reed. Forces the shot, and Reed gets the board.
Well, see here, someone has to stay on the ball. One of the few times tonight that someone picked up the ball before it got below the free throw line.
McDowell continues to be aggressive against Blackstone, but Strive gets the board.
And look at Blackstone just working down low. Nice target.
Oh, perfect pass from Samus, the hoop, and the foul. That was pretty.
That couldn't happen in the first half because there were 4 white jerseys all around her. But now what makes her such a special player is that she posts up, she pins very well, excellent target, keeps the ball strong to her body, and initiates the contact.
Sarah Singer coming over on the help defense, but way too late. She picks up her 3rd foul and gets bumped to the floor on top of it. Blackstone to the line again, where she's visited very often here in the second half. She completes the 3-point play and has 17 points, almost at her average. If it's possible to have a quiet 17 points, that's what she has tonight, mostly because of what the Lady Bears have done.
Yeah, they just have not come easily for her tonight, those 17 points.
12 of those 17 coming here in the second half for Blackstone. Rebound underneath for Schmitz, and she loses it off of her foot. Kind of night that it has been for these Bulldogs of Drake University. Off her foot. Bluter, the 2-time Missouri Valley Conference Coach of the Year, including last year. McDowell inside, and that's the way to run the inbounds.
Good patience.
She has 5. Here's Glazebrook. She's been quiet tonight. She's cut off well by Stiles. Inside to Blackstone. Nice turnaround. And there we see the Tammy Blackstone advertised in the open. She has 19 points.
She's unstoppable. She's virtually unstoppable once you get her the ball if you play behind her on defense.
31, but what she did against Baylor last month was unbelievable. Jackie Stiles, with her team down by about 10 points, with 5 minutes left to go, went nuts on the Baylor Bears. Cheryl Burnett was ejected from this game, and once Cheryl was thrown out, her team came back strongly. What did Jackie Stiles do? How about 52 points? How about hitting 19 of 26 from the floor? 52 points, obviously a career high for Jackie Stiles, and the 12th best performance ever in the history of NCAA women's basketball. She's a sophomore.
It's scary.
After that game, Sonia Hogg, who was the coach, used to be at La Tech, now obviously at Baylor, compared her to Pistol Pete Maravich, said the Pistol couldn't have done any better. And that's a pretty good comparison, I think. If you want to talk about players, if you remember watching Pistol Pete play, he was unstoppable, and when Stiles gets into it, she's unstoppable too. Just like that.
Relentless. She's got that combination again. She's a great shooter, but this woman can flat out just score. And a great story about Stiles is that she broke her wrist in high school, her right wrist. Was so competitive that she shot with her left hand, averaged 23 points with her left hand.
And a broken right hand, broken
right
shooting hand. That's pretty good. Mitchum inside, that's an offensive foul. Blackstone hanging tough.
Big call for Drake, because that call should not have gone any other way, but with the way that things have gone tonight, it could have been called on Blackstone.
And that would have been, exactly, Fran, that would have been Blackstone's 4th foul, or 5th foul.
She would have been out of here.
Excuse me. Let me write 4 down on my score sheet right now. Outside shot is missed by Richards. Scramble for the ball, held ball, Stribe has it, and Fran Harris's alternate possession arrow will keep the ball with the blue-clad Bulldogs of Drake. Drake, of course, is in Iowa, where just a few years ago they stopped playing 6-on-6 basketball. And look at Carly Deer almost with the triple-double. She's never had one, and she's 2 assists away from one tonight. Another foul. But the last Miss Iowa 6-on-6 basketball player is actually here, Lisa Brinkmeyer, an assistant, a first-year assistant for Drake, playing 6-on-6. Did you ever play 6-on-6?
Well, actually, no, that was a little bit before my time. Thank you very much. But I did play in an all-star game, a 6-on-6 all-star game, and man, what a weird thing.
I would imagine.
Very weird.
Were you offense or defense?
Offense.
Oh, really? That's a switch. Lisa Bluter played 6-on-6 in Iowa. She's from Marion, Iowa, and she was an offensive player. And she said it's sort of sad. It was, necessary to get rid of the 6-on-6, but a sad tradition in Iowa. They don't sell out anymore for the girls basketball tournaments.
Yeah, well, it's such a disadvantage to have their high school players play 6-on-6 and then go to college where the game is 5-on-5. It puts them at such a disadvantage. What a pass. What a pass. Dear to Reed. We've been saying that like Stockton to Malone all evening long.
And that would give Deer, if they indeed credited her with the assist, 9 assists. She's 1 assist away from triple-double. Blackstone can't handle it. Reed gets her finger on the ball. And the ball will stay with Drake. There's a look at Lisa Brinkmeyer, the last ever Miss Iowa basketball 6-on-6. A great player here at Drake University and played 6-on-6 in high school. 3 players on each side of the court. Now it's 5-on-5. And this 5-on-5 is all Lady Bears.
What
up
a
by
pass.
31. Inside to Davey, who converts. And they're putting on a clinic.
They are truly showing you how to get it done from all sides and all spaces on the floor. I mean, what SMS does so well is they move the ball around the perimeter, but Carly Deer knows how to deliver the basketball to a post player. And that's just nice.
Wow, with that assist, that officially gives Carly Deer a triple-double, only the 7th player in Missouri Valley Conference history to complete a triple-double. Wow. Carly Deer coming into this game averaging 3 points and 2.5 rebounds a game, and she's put up a triple D against Drake. 88 to 54 is the score. Another foul called underneath. It's called on Ann Cavey, her 4th. Cheryl Burnett wants a 20-second timeout. And they out-recruited UConn and Tennessee. Not bad. And this is Stiles' first appearance this season on national television. No foul as a hand check is called out front on Chris Horner, who was checked in. Her first foul.
You look at Jackie Stiles' face when she gets the basketball, and she has one thing on her mind, and it ain't Georgia.
And Stiles, the scoring machine, just knocks it home. She leads this team in scoring, assists, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and threes as well. Rashonda Reed, a standing ovation as she heads to the bench, and oh boy, does she deserve it.
Well deserved. I really think she was the difference in this ball game. Stiles came out on fire. We expected that. But Rashonda Rochelle Reed, RQ, came out and really showed you how a small post player can have an impact on a basketball game.
That three is hit by Erin Richards. She has 12. 90-59. Stiles running the point. There was a bit of a controversy involving Stiles earlier this year. She did not start rather, in the first game against Drake as she hits an
She says, let me shoot this jumper, Pam, and then finish the story.
Let's finish my story. She had 33 points off the bench. Southwest lost that game. Her father went public and said that he thought that Jackie should transfer to UConn, one of her choices, and Stiles, to her credit, handled it very well. The father, Pat Stiles, has since apologized. Stiles went right away to Coach Burnett and apologized, said she had nothing to do with it, said she has no intentions of leaving Southwest Missouri as far as she's concerned. As Cheryl Burnett, with under 4 minutes to play, starts to clear her bench. Clear her bench. She still basically is all starters. I mean, she starts to take out some of the players who've been hurting people. Robinson is checked in. Stiles might have gotten away with a carry, but she's Jackie Stiles.
That had to be the highest carry in Western civilization, and she got away with it.
Jackie Stiles show 27 points for Jackie tonight. Outside, Santa, and there's the three. That's what Kristen Santa usually can do for you. She only has 7 points tonight, though. 7 under her average. Stiles, KB, 2.
How does she get away with that, though? She carries the basketball.
Not called very often, and if you're a player of Stiles' caliber, it's not going to get called. She does lead this team again in assists. That bucket falls. Santa gets it. She has 5 quick points. Her team is down, though, 96-65. A lot of these fans, I imagine, are waiting for the century mark. Southwest Missouri State getting close to it. Jackie Stiles has 27 points already over her. Still being able to be the second leading scorer in the country. Tamika Whitmore might not be the leading scorer after tonight is over. Richards with the basketball. Southwest Missouri, most of their frontline players still in there. Air ball. And there's Robinson. The first player in Missouri Valley Conference history to score 1,000 points before her junior season was Jackie Stiles. She went over the 1,000-point mark, ironically, in that Drake game, where she did not start, where she had 33 points off the bench, and that controversy started. Cavey gets 2. Well, she has played well.
Yeah, Stiles is just rewriting the rule books, rewriting the record book at Southwest Missouri State. I mean, played on the USA national team that toured Spain and Poland and Puerto Rico. And, I mean, she's just had a phenomenal career already.
Reed and Stiles, we've talked about them all night. Look at those lines for the 2 ball players. That huge double-double for Reed, the 27 points for Stiles. And what a combination to have between those 2 players.
Yeah.
Finesse and power.
Absolutely. Reed, I keep saying it, but I don't think people understand how hard it is to play the post position at 6 feet. I mean, it's just very, very difficult, and she does it with such style and grace and finesse, and is able to get it done like with the power of a 6'3" or 6'4" player.
Stride bounces in the second. She only has 4 tonight. She averages over 6.5 points a game. The fans are up because, Fran, they want 100 points. Drake put up 97 on them earlier this month. They've already topped 97. Now they want the century mark. The people in their pajamas. Right, cutting off the baseline. Will Stiles put him over the mark?
Nice move.
Oh, blocked by Blackstone, and that's going to foul her out.
I don't know about
like a lot of ball on that one.
I don't know about it. tell you, I like this jump stop here. What a great move that is. And she may have gotten her a bit with the body, but it's certainly, I'm wearing stripes. I wouldn't have called it.
That was a fabulous block by Blackstone, who fouls out with 20 points, 15 of them in the second half. A great effort by Blackstone, playing in foul trouble. She picked up 2 quickly in the first half. You see Lisa Bluter asked if she had her hands on her. She said, no, of course not. No one's ever fouled anyone, have they, Fran? But a good effort by Blackstone. 20 points, 7 boards. She's over her season average in points, just under in rebounds. We've hit the century mark with Jackie Stiles, who now has 29 points. The fans are on their feet. Wright hits that 3. She has 10. And I'm telling you, it's late. And there's still a heck of a lot of people in this building. The vast majority of the 8,400 and change are still here.
What a pass, Stiles. What kind of conditioning must Stiles, what kind of shape must she be in to be able to maintain her concentration at this point in the ball game and still be able to put baskets up?
Well, let's just watch.
Okay, so she answers my question.
34 points for Jackie Stiles, a sophomore. And the fans are crying for more. Now, actually, her workout was legendary. At one point, last year especially, Stiles would work out until she made 1,000 shots a day. Made, not just took. Of course, with her, it probably took 1,001 shots. Let's listen to the ovation for Jackie Stiles. A hug from her coach, 34 points. I don't know what they charge for admission, but it's well worth it to see number 10. Wow. So she's cut down on that workout. Cheryl Burnett felt that Jackie tired towards the end of last season, so now she only does it like 1,000 shots a week, that's all.
Okay.
All righty, ESPN 2, stay tuned. Super Bowl 24 highlights coming up. Did that all by myself. Coming up next on ESPN 2, stay tuned for football highlights as we get ready for the big game. It's a week from today in Miami.
Who are you for?
The Vikings, but they're not in it anymore.
Be kind of hard for them to win, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it would be.
It would be a little bit difficult.
Scribe hits them both. I just want a good, clean game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong sport.
Scribe with the 2 free throws there. 105 to 72. We're in the last 30 seconds of this game. What a display by the Southwest Missouri State Lady Bears, who are about to go to 13-5 on the season, 5-3 in the conference. Drake will fall to 10-7, 6-3 in the conference. Neither team in first place, which is rare in the Missouri Valley Conference. Another foul. Melody Campbell from Claremore, Oklahoma, checking in. She picks up the foul. And just a reminder, Super Bowl 24 highlights coming up next as soon as this game is completed, as Richards hits her free throw. Evansville, 5-1 in Missouri Valley Conference. Northern Iowa, 5-2. Wichita State, 5-2. Drake will go to 5-3. So Evansville right now the cream of the crop in the wide open Valley Conference. They're starting to sing here in Missouri. They love their Lady Bears, and they put on an amazing display against a good Drake team.
Yeah, a much different Drake team than the one we saw in their last outing. But boy, if they come out and establish the tempo and let Drake know what time it is, they were coming out to really make this a ball game from the start.
It is over officially. 105 to 74. Cheryl Burnett's Lady Bears put a hurting on the Drake Bulldogs, avenging an earlier loss to Drake in Des Moines. So the final, once again, from Springfield, 105 to 74. SMS takes it. This broadcast copyright of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports for everything. Check out ESPN.com. The final again.
Treated to this for 4 fabulous years. Jackie Stiles can do it all. She has scored the last 9 points for the Lady Bears. She has 21 in the game. She's keeping it close. We'll go back to that game a bit later.
Foul on Stunt Brown.
And this could be a long minute and 30 seconds here, Bob.
And we welcome those of you who have joined us on ESPN2. We are at the Lewis Brown Athletic Center in Piscataway, New Jersey. Second round action, NCAA West region between Southwest Missouri State and Rutgers. I'm Bob Picozzi along with Patty Phillips. We have 1:31 remaining. SMS leading Rutgers 49-47. Jackie Stiles, the all-time leading scorer in women's basketball history. Hitting the front end of the 1-and-1, she has 24 points. She's averaging 30 per game. And Patty, she also has 4 fouls. How Rutgers defends her in the last 91 seconds is probably going to determine who goes to the Sweet 16.
You're right, and how SMS defends Pointer will determine the same thing. She's been the only one scoring and making things happening offensively for Rutgers so far. Those 2 people are the keys to this ball game tonight.
And Pointer has 4 fouls as well. She's got the ball in the lane, gets her own rebound, and Rutgers pulls within 1 with 1:10 to go. At 5'6", she's the leading rebounder for this Rutgers team. And look who's going to bring the ball up with the game on the line.
Well, it has become the Stiles-Pointer game at this point. And watch Jet, face guard Stiles, try to deny her the basketball.
Stiles with the drop step move, misses the shot, gets her own rebound, and is fouled by Cunningham. That's number 4 on Cunningham. And back to the line will go Jackie Stiles with her 24 points tonight. All she's done this year is score 959 points, and it gives her an even 3,290 points for her magnificent career.
And look who has kept Rutgers in the ball game all night long. It's Pointer. Misses the shot on the drive, but has a presence of mind to play hard and tough, get her own rebound and put it back up. Big free throws here for Stiles. Could make it a 3-point ball game.
Stiles now 11 of 13 from the foul line tonight.
And we talked earlier about Rutgers not really a perimeter shooting team. With this basket, SMS can play solid defense and feel comfortable getting the ball back with a lead if Rutgers scores on this possession.
Stiles at 89.4% free throw shooter. Pointer drives and hits the tough shot over Vicente to pull Rutgers within 1 again with 40 seconds left. And on the inbound pass, a quick foul on Rutgers. That is the 10th team foul on the Scarlet Knights, so everything from here on in for the Lady Bears will be 2 free throws.
Once again, we've seen this before. Pointer is so tough to defend on the dribble drive. That is why she's a preseason All-American pick. Up for the Kodak All-American. Really has carried this team in the last 4 crucial minutes of this ball game, and that's a crucial free throw from the junior Vicente for SMS. Boy, and the Lady Bears would be wise at this point. Bob, we've talked about it over and over, to keep the ball out of Pointer's hands and make someone else try to step up down the stretch here.
And Vicente is only a 59.8% free throw shooter, but with so much on the line, she buries them both. Timeout Rutgers. Scarlet Knights down 3 with 40 seconds remaining.
And don't worry, we will be going back out to the...
Against the winner of tonight's game between top-seeded Duke and 9th-seeded Arkansas. Now they double Pointer with the ball. She finds Miles in the lane with the left-hander.
Huge bucket by Miles. Rutgers tries to deny the ball inbounds. They don't find all the players. And SMS gets it in the hands of the player they definitely want to have the ball. That's Jackie Stiles down the stretch. And Rutgers forced a foul. Unfortunately, Stiles only missed 1 free throw this evening so far.
So Stiles will go back to the free throw line to shoot 2, not the 1-and-1, because Rutgers in the double bonus.
Well, we've been saying who else is going to step up from Rutgers, and there you see it, Miles. What a great move in the paint. Nice left-handed hook.
Stiles now 13 of 16 from the line. Substitution defensively for the Lady Bears as Melody Campbell replaces Vicente, and no doubt Campbell will be the one assigned to guard Pointer on this Rutgers possession.
Look for some full court pressure by SMS, trying to slow the ball down and deny inbounds, and there you see.
3-point lead. Rutgers dead last in the Big East in 3-point field goals. Timeout Scarlet Knights. 15.8 seconds left. Shot clock off. And you really have to set up the three now by Tara Mitchum.
And Tara Mitchum, the best defensive player for SMS.
Pointer. And the ball is taken away by Stiles. Deere reached in for the steal. Deere leads the Missouri Valley Conference in steals and just came up with the biggest one of the season. Stiles at the line might be able to put this away with her club up 3.
And look at Stiles saying, it's okay, everybody. I can do this. Here's a replay, Bob. Look at the reach in. Nice defense, a huge play. And actually, it looks like she just lost the handle.
Cheryl Burnett won her 300th game on Saturday. Her team went to the Final Four in '92, went to the Sweet 16 in '93, and they are 11 seconds away from going again. The foul was on Tasha Pointer, her 5th. Stiles, 14 of 17 from the foul line. And she puts her club up 4.
Which makes it a 2-possession game. Will be not undoable, but definitely tough for Rutgers at this point in the game. And I tell you what, down the stretch, SMS has not missed a free throw, Bob. They have put themselves in this position to win. They have hit their free throws down the stretch.
And Stiles has scored 30 points for the 39th time in her career. Her club up 5. Up the floor, it's Washington. SMS will obviously not foul. Washington misses the 3. Rebound last touch by Miles with 3.4 seconds left. And SMS up by 5. So they've traveled halfway across the country to play a Rutgers team which has won 16 straight in this building. A Rutgers team which went to the Final Four a year ago, but it will be SMS going to the Sweet 16.
And who better to finish it off than Jackie Stiles? What a remarkable career she's had, and a huge win on the road for SMS.
A great win for Cheryl Burnett's Lady Bears. That's the second Final Four team of a year ago to go out. Penn State and now Rutgers, also the 3rd host school to lose. Georgia went out, Florida went out, and now Rutgers.
Wow. I tell you, Robin, it was a great play at the end, though. Rutgers ran the right thing. They ran Pointer off the high post screen, top of the key, trying to draw the defense and kick it to your 3-point shooter. But Stiles was there. It came off of Pointer's hand wrong, right into your best free throw shooter's hand.
And this is a perfect example where March Madness becomes March Sadness, because you have to feel really, really bad for Pointer.
As to whether or not Jackie Stiles, the all-time leading scorer in the NCAA for women, if she would play, suffering a slight concussion in the opener against Toledo, but yeah, she was dead, of course. First half, Jackie Stiles, her first shot, takes it in the paint, knocks it down. Second half, also a senior, Tasha Pointer, in traffic. She had 18 assists in their opening win. Follows her own shot. She is so tough. Southwest Missouri lead cut to 1. 15 seconds left. Inbounds pass to Pointer. Turns it over to Jackie Stiles. And Rutgers' last real chance goes by the wayside. And that's right. Southwest Missouri State